we're going to do a baseball movie draft. Now, we flipped a coin. We didn't. Producer Taylor flipped a coin. I got a text, heads or tails. I picked heads and won. So I got the first pick.
Says who?
Says producer Taylor.
Hey, are we?
You were playing. I think you were like on the golf course while it went down. All I know is I got a text, heads or tails. I was like,
I don't like it. I don't like it. I will allow it. We will allow you to have the number one pick. But what I will say is, if producer Taylor was fair at all,
he would have both of us.
He would have sent a group text. There would have been a video of him flipping a coin.
Oh, you don't believe him?
No.
That's rude. I believe you, Taylor.
You know what? Take the number one pick. As long as you don't take mine. Take the number one pick.
I will.
Baseball draft. We're gonna do a snake draft. So Alex will have the first pick. I'll have picks 2, 3. Alex 4, 5. Me 6. Baseball movie draft. Alex with the number one pick in the baseball movie draft. What are you taking?
I am taking Sandlot. I can't tell you how many times I watched this movie growing up. It was such a big part of my childhood. Just not only watching it, but quoting it. I am also wearing "You're Killing Me, Smalls."
It's a good shirt.
My favorite. I know. Thank you. Here you go. Hey. So yeah, Sandlot, my number one.
Okay.
Who you got?
With my first overall pick, I am going to take my favorite baseball movie of all time, Major League.
All right.
It is hysterical. I'm in tears watching this movie. No matter how many times I watch it, it is hands down the funniest, best baseball movie, in my opinion. There is not a number of times that I can watch it that would be too many. Major League is my first pick of the draft.
I like that. Charlie Sheen, like, in his prime.
Yes.
He's absolutely crushing it.
Yep, it's great.
Okay, you got the next one.
Okay, next up, my second round pick is going to be 42. Look, I love this movie. Every single thing about it. It's emotional for me. It's a movie that I will cry every time watching it. And every year, I tweet out on Jackie Robinson Day around Major League Baseball. I tweet out the same thing. It's a clip from this movie where Pee Wee Reese goes up. They go up around each other, and Jackie's getting booed from the crowd.
Yeah.
And Pee Wee Reese goes up to him, as you can see in this photo, puts his arm around him and says, "Jackie, one day we're all going to wear number 42. That way you can be remembered forever."
I just got chills.
And now that happens.
I know.
Jackie Robinson Day around baseball. The entire league wears number 42 for Jackie Robinson. It gives me chills. I legitimately have goosebumps right now. It is awesome. I love this movie. I cry every time. I can cry every time talking about it. He changed the game of baseball. This movie did a really, really good job, I thought. They did a great job telling the story. 42 is my second pick.
I think it's also extremely important when you have movies like this, because you have the younger generation that maybe didn't know the complete story. You don't see it, but when you watch movies like this, you get a feeling and you really understand what Jackie was going through, what the game of baseball had to go through to change the core of what they were. So it was a
they did a great.
That's a hard one. I probably would have taken that one next. Okay, now it's my turn with my second pick. I'm gonna pick Moneyball.
Great movie.
Right? Like, great acting, like just everybody in it. But Moneyball changed the game. And teams looked at players and looked at analytics differently, like in that era. And Moneyball gave us, the fans, the inside look of like how this was going down and why it was going down. We heard about it, but I'm a visual learner. So like I need to see things to fully understand. So like you hear about all of it, but after watching this movie, you're like, oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it. And it did. It changed the game of baseball.
It did. It's a great movie. I love the movie. It's probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
I love it. But you know my opinions on Moneyball. It ended up just...
You don't have to agree with it.
No,
but
absolutely.
It did change the game.
It did. And but what it is ultimately is just a team being cheap. And it never worked. Nope. The movie just glosses over the fact that they got the brakes beaten off of them in the playoffs and didn't. It makes it seem like they won.
No,
and they didn't.
Doesn't. No.
Yes, it does. Watch it again. It's like the A's went on to win the division and win 20-plus games in a row and make the playoffs. And then in like the fine print that you find on the bottom of whatever, it's like, and then they lost.
And then they lost. Yeah, it's
great movie.
It
is a really good movie. I love it.
Okay, my final pick, because we're doing top 3. Angels in the outfield. There was just such like a sentimental connection to this movie, like being born and raised in Southern California, having it be about like a Southern California team, then working for the Angels for 10 years and just being a part of that franchise. So it just, yeah, I have a really big emotional connection to this movie.
It's good. I actually haven't seen it in, I don't know, probably over a
Watch
decade.
it.
I probably haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Watch it. It's fun.
Okay. You just watched it?
No, I just watched Rookie of the Year.
Well, it's not on your list.
I know, but we just started rewatching like old baseball movies, like once we started talking about this, because that's Jeff's favorite, my husband's favorite of all time. So.
Which one? Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
That is it. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, final pick of the draft. I am going with Bull Durham. It's a classic, and here's why it's absolutely on my list. It's a movie about like the grind of the minor leagues. You know, it's Kevin Costner grinding out in the minor leagues. He's the all-time home run leader in minor league baseball. He can never get a shot at the big leagues. He grinds it out. He gets cut. He gets released. He looks for a new job. It's not even necessarily like it's obviously about baseball, but it's just a great movie about Kevin Costner. What's her name? Susan Sarandon. Is that what it is?
I'm so bad with names.
I think, yes. Okay. It is. And it's just, it holds a soft spot in my heart because of like just the connection in the minor leagues and it being about the grind. And there's just so much funny stuff about like, you just play so much baseball. One year in the minors, I played 142 games in 150 days. It's crazy. And there's a scene in this movie where, the team had been losing a lot and they were pissed off and they all went out to drink one night and they're like, let's get ourselves a rain out tomorrow. And they go to the field, they turn on the sprinklers, they flood the field, they get a rain out for the next day. And it's just like all of these things that happen are just like so spot on. Like, how many times we talked in the locker room about needing a rain out, and wanting to get a rain out and hoping that the sprinklers stayed on too long. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a really cool movie that I resonate a lot with.
Yeah.
And
it's your emotional connection.
Yeah.
Personal
it's great.
experience.
So I went Major League, 42, and Bull Durham. You went Sandlot, Moneyball, Angels in the Outfield. Nice.
Yeah. Good picks all around.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.